Hello and welcome back to the Football Commentaries live stream. On this Wednesday night at Anfield, we have the final League Cup quarter-final as Liverpool take on West Ham. The other three semi-finalists were confirmed yesterday, with Middlesbrough, Fulham and Chelsea waiting to see if they could face a Klopp or Moyes side in the last four of this competition. Both teams joined the competition in the third round due to being involved in European competition, but Liverpool have had a home and an away game in their two games so far, with a 3-1 home win against fly-high Leicester in the Championship and a 2-1 win away at Bournemouth in the fourth round. For West Ham, they have also been on their travels before a 1-0 win away from home to League One Lincoln, before taking out Arsenal at home in the last round. This is the 149th meeting between the two, where Liverpool have got 8 wins in their last 9 against West Ham, and the Hammers haven't won at Anfield since August 2015. So, for the battle between Klopp and Moyes, which team will make their way to the semi-finals of the League Cup? It's a massive opportunity for both. You'd more so say for Liverpool, because if they go through to the semi-finals, you would have to have them as the favourites going into the semi-finals. Obviously, they've got Middlesbrough in the Championship to come up against, and then Fulham and Chelsea, who are in the Premier League, are mid-table sides, with Liverpool currently in second place with just one loss in the Premier League this season, and that was that heartbreaking defeat to Tottenham in September this season. So they would be the favourites, and if West Ham go through, it's completely open for anyone to win it. I'd even put Middlesbrough in the conversation to win it if Liverpool don't make their way through tonight. It is heavily rotated teams from both, from what they usually start with in the starting 11. It's just the two changes for Liverpool from their last starting 11 in this competition. Matip and Salah dropped to the bench. So just the two changes from Bournemouth in the last round. For West Ham, they've gone for 4 changes since the last round, which was against Arsenal on the 1st of November. Fabianski on the bench. Emerson's also dropped to the bench with Paqueta, and Aguerd is out of the squad completely. So some changes tonight, not fully strengthened teams from either team. So, it could go both ways. Obviously, Liverpool struggled at the weekend to score goals at this ground. 34 shots, I think it was, in the end, and they weren't able to break down the Manchester United defence, so I definitely think West Ham will take some belief from that, and they'll come here wanting to try and cause an upset and go through today. The best run they've had most recently, West Ham, was in the quarterfinals back in 2020, 21-22 season, when they were beaten by Spurs. They've had a couple of quarterfinal runs in 2018 and 2017 as well, and their last semi-final in the League Cup for West Ham was back in the 2013-2014 season, where they were defeated 9-0 on aggregate against Emmanuel Pellegrini Manchester City side. So they don't have great memories from the League Cup semi-finals the last time they were in it. But obviously that was 10 years ago now. So sorry about that. But I'm sure there'll be, huge belief that they can come here and take something. I really do. They've already played each other once this season. It was a 3-1 win for Liverpool at Anfield back on the 24th of September. A Salah penalty was cancelled out by a Bowen equaliser before half-time, and then Nunez and Jota in the second half gave Liverpool the win. They do have a great record against West Ham. We've just mentioned it before. 8 wins in the last 9 for Liverpool against West Ham. It's currently 4 wins on the bounce, and the last time these two met in the League Cup themselves was in November of 1988. It was a 4-1 win for West Ham, and 2 goals were scored for Paul Ince at West Ham before, obviously, later on in his career when he moved to Liverpool. But these haven't met loads of times in the League Cup recently, obviously the last time being in 1988. They actually met 4 times in the League Cup in the 1980s. 2 wins for Liverpool in April 81, January 83. There was a draw in March 81, and then obviously the win for West Ham in November 88. So obviously that meeting in 81 where they drew in the March, obviously Liverpool went on to beat them in the April. So it's got a little bit of history, this fixture in this competition, obviously dating back a good 30-40 years ago, but it's completely changed now. West Ham come into the season off the back of winning a trophy, winning the Europa Conference League last season. Obviously, there was their first European trophy since 1965. They haven't won an FA Cup since 1980, and they've never won a League Cup before. They have reached two finals, where they've been beaten in 1966 to West Brom, and in 1981 to a certain Liverpool side over those two legs, where there was obviously a draw and a win for Liverpool. So we'll see who comes out on top tonight. Obviously, Liverpool will be favourites with the fact they've got a better team. They're second in the league and they're at home. But I really do think West Ham will just be quietly going about their business. And I think they'll fancy this tonight with the likes of Jared Bowen up front, who's been absolutely fantastic in his goal scoring this season away from home in the Premier League. He scored in 7 of West Ham's 8 Premier League away games so far this season. And he was the first ever Premier League player to score in the first 6 away games at the start of the season in the Premier League. So with him up front, they'll have full belief that they can come and try and take this game and try and take a result, because at the end of the day, why would they be bothering if they didn't think they could take a result? So we'll just have to wait and see. If you are here, make sure you do like and subscribe. Kickoff is just in a couple minutes' time, where we'll go through both lineups now. Obviously, you can see them on screen, but in goal is going to be Queeveen Kelleher, the Irish international. He's got 10 appearances for his country, where he's got a 50% clean sheet record. And at the back four, Joe Gomez comes in to make his 195th appearance for Liverpool. Two centre-halves, a youngster, the 20-year-old Jarrell Quansah, comes in to play alongside Virgil van Dijk. And at left-back, Kostas Tsimikas continues his run as Andy Robertson is still out with a shoulder injury. The midfield three, it looks like it's going to be Wataru Endo, the Japanese international, with Szoboszlai staying in from the weekend, but Curtis Jones coming in for his third start in the League Cup. He's still waiting for his first goal of the season. And then a front three of Harvey Elliott, who comes in, the 20-year-old, making his 11th appearance in the League Cup, yet to score in this competition. On the left is going to be Cody Gakpo, who's not scored in his last 8 in the Premier League, and leading the line up front tonight. It's going to be number 9, Darwin Núñez, who's got 2 goals in 3 against West Ham, and he's scored in both starts against them already in his career. And then for West Ham, Alphonse Areola returns in goal. It's his first ever appearance in the League Cup tonight this season, with Vladimir Soufal, Konstantinos Mavropanos, Angelo Bonner and Ben Johnson making up the back four. 2 holding midfielders of new signing Edson Alvarez and Thomas Souček, who's making his 180th appearance tonight for West Ham. Just in front of them is going to be Pablo Fornals, Mohamed Kudus and Saeed Benrahma. And leading the line up front is Jared Bowen on his 27th birthday today. And what a birthday gift it would be for him if they could come through and get into the semi-finals of the League Cup. Like I say, if West Ham go through, it is absolutely open for whoever wants to take this competition by the scruff of the neck and go on and win it. I think every team will fancy their chances. If Liverpool are knocked out tonight, if Liverpool do go through, then they'll be the heavy favourites, and it'll be down to them to win the competition, really. All the pressure will be on Jurgen Klopp's side, who were knocked out last season in the 4th round by Manchester City. They won it the season before against Chelsea on penalties at Wembley, and they've won the League Cup on 4 times this century. Liverpool winning it in 2022, in 2012 against Cardiff, in 2003 against Manchester United, and also in 2001 against Birmingham City. But they do have the home advantage, so they will definitely fancy themselves tonight here, Liverpool. But David Moyes will also want his side to try and put the best display possible. He has beaten Liverpool before, David Moyes, in the League Cup when he was at Manchester United back in 2013. Only 6 wins he's got against Liverpool in his managerial career, just the 1 against Jurgen Klopp back in November 2021. But can the records turn tonight? With Liverpool against West Ham, it will be West Ham to kick off, kicking left to right towards the Kop end, and Liverpool right to left for this opening 45 minutes. Tonight's referee, Tim Robinson, who was officiating the Arsenal-Brighton game at the weekend, he blows the whistle. The ball goes back to Mavropanos, who clears it out to the West Ham right. Out of pitch it goes in the Liverpool half, and on this near side it will be a throw-in for the home side, with Tsimikas, who quickly throws it back into the defensive third for Virgil van Dijk, and it's now with Queeveen Kelleher in the 18-yard area, the Liverpool goalkeeper tonight, the number 62. Obviously in goal, and scored his penalty in that final in 2022. You might remember, against Chelsea, it's Quansah sends it down the right-hand side for Liverpool. Won't be chased down by Elliott, slightly overhit, and it'll be seen through to Ogbonna, and it's now with Areola, the goalkeeper, who plays it to his right here to Mavropanos, who can't quite get away from the tackle of Darwin Núñez, and that'll be a goal kick for West Ham. Good pressing from the home side forcing Areola to rush his pass and quickly closing down there the West Ham defence. And it's going to be Ogbonna to take this goal kick, the captain tonight for West Ham. And it's Areola to clip it out to the right-hand side here to Soufal. Can't quite play it down the line. Blocked off by Curtis Jones. And it'll be a throw-in for West Ham. Midway inside their own half here on the near side. As Soufal throws it into the Liverpool half. Headed down by Virgil van Dijk. Straight to Kudus. For West Ham, the Ghanaian plays it back to Mavropanos. And it's West Ham on the ball. We're over 90 seconds in. We're yet to have an attempt on goal from either side early on. It's left back Johnson inside to Alvarez. Turning away from Szoboszlai. And brought down by the Hungarian. And the Mexican wins the free kick just inside his own half. Good turn there from Edson Alvarez, who's played over 100 games for Erik ten Hag whilst at Ajax. The team he left in the summer to join West Ham as a misplaced ball from Mavropanos dropped straight to the chest of Nunez on halfway. Can't quite get it into the path of Jones. Ball forward by Mavropanos to Soufal, who's tripped from behind by Tsimikas. And it'll be a free kick for West Ham. Got away with that one there, Mavropanos. Really poor ball out to the West Ham right. Cut out by Nunez. But Liverpool couldn't quite capitalise on it. It's now Areola in the 18-yard area. Slices his clearance out to the right-hand side and it can't be kept in from Soufal. Throwing for Liverpool. It's been a shaky start here for the away side. A lot of misplaced passes and sliced clearance there from Alphonse Areola, who's missed the last couple games through injury, making his first appearance in this competition for this season. He's actually faced Liverpool with 4 different teams, Alphonse Areola. He faced them against PSG, Villarreal, Fulham and West Ham. He's played them 5 separate times. The PSG goalkeeper is on the edge of the 18-yard box for Liverpool. It's their goalkeeper, Kelleher. Sends the ball long out to the left-hand side towards Nunez, headed forward by Soufal. Kudus will chase it, can't keep it in inside the Liverpool half. And on this near side, it'll be a throw-in for the home side. Taken quickly to Van Dijk. Headed back into Jones, who's in a left-back area here. Endo back to Van Dijk, and a cross it goes here to Kelleher. Now into the path of Quansah on the edge of the 18-yard box. Back inside to Endo. Skips away. Nearly skipped away from the tackle of Alvarez. Just tripped there by the Mexican. And it's played quickly through by Van Dijk into Szoboszlai. Charging forward. Edge of the box. He strikes it. It's blocked by Nunez and it's poked away by Souček. Only as far as Tsimikas in the box on the left-hand side, who puts a cross in. A header away by Alvarez. Drops towards the edge of the box where Kudus will battle with Jones, and the last touch comes off the Liverpool player, and it'll be a throw-in for West Ham. But it's the first strike of the game, coming from Dominic Szoboszlai, who received it in the centre circle from Van Dijk from a quick free kick. About 25 yards out, he struck towards goal, and as he was running across goal himself there, Nunez, he got in the way of the Szoboszlai strike, and it was eventually dealt with by West Ham, as the away side have got it inside their own half here with Alvarez. Keeps it moving to right centre half Mavropanos. Spent 4 years at Arsenal previously, making the 8 appearances for the London side. Alvarez on halfway forward into the Liverpool half for Bowen, who's allowed to turn and look at the Liverpool defence, and he plays out to the right-hand side here to Kudus. About 25 yards from goal. Tries to play back towards Bowen on the edge of the box. Cut out, and the ball drops here to Harvey Elliott. He's got Nunez making a run out on the left-hand side. He tries to play it through in behind the West Ham defence, but it's well cut out by Mavropanos. And the ball deflects out of play off Harvey Elliott for a throw-in on halfway for the away side. Needs to be a better ball if possible there from Harvey Elliott. Darwin Nunez had made the run, but it was an easy interception really in the end for Konstantinos Mavropanos. Here is Vladimir Soufal, who's making his 130th appearance tonight for West Ham. He's still yet to score the full-back for the Hammers. This ball's been played out to the left-hand side here, kept in by Ben Johnson, down the line looking for Fornals, cut out by Quansah, back to Kelleher, the goalkeeper, who clears it with his left boot up towards halfway, where Nunez's chested touch drops to Kudus, who tries to dribble away from Curtis Jones, and the last touch comes off the away player, and it'll be a throw-in for Liverpool, taken by Tsimikas quickly to number 4, Virgil van Dijk, who's yet to score in this competition. Played 5 times previously for Liverpool and Southampton in the competition. That's now with the goalkeeper, Kelleher, making his 10th appearance of the season. Kelleher. I don't believe that. Oh, yeah, because with the Europa League as well, he's played a lot of games in the Europa League as Gakpo's ball through to Darwin Núñez is just gone. He has gone through, but Núñez has just timed his run a little bit late there. Remember, no VAR tonight. Let's have a look. Oh, it's close. It really is. I think on the naked eye of the assistant referee, probably flagged correctly there, because in time I think it did look like Núñez has gone early, but with a replay, was Soufal's trailing left leg playing him on? I guess we'll never find out. But the referee and the linesman came to a decision to give the West Ham free kick for offside, but that'll definitely be what Liverpool will look to do to try and get in behind this West Ham defence, playing those balls through towards Darwin Núñez with his electric pace. Sorry, not started the time. I do apologise. I'll get that going in a second. As West Ham have it in their 18-yard box with Areola. We're just about to hit the 7th minute. And the French goalkeeper clears it with his left boot up towards Ben Rama, who flicks on with the header, looking for Jared Bowen in the Liverpool half. It gets away from the Englishman. And it's cleaned up here at the back by Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool. And it's now to Curtis Jones. It just about gets towards him as it was nearly cut out there by Jared Bowen. And it's now with Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool haven't lost at home now in their last 21 home games, no competitions. Their last loss at Anfield was in February of this year against Real Madrid in the Champions League. They are also unbeaten in their last 10 in the Premier League, Liverpool. So, with the stats, it does draw more towards a conclusion of a Liverpool victory, but there is 3 wins in the last 5 for West Ham, winning against Wolves, Freiburg, and more impressively against Spurs away from home. 2-1 after going behind early on to Romero header. Goals from Bowen and Ward-Prowse gave them the 3 points that night, as it's still Liverpool on the ball, just inside their own half here with Szoboszlai. Forward into the West Ham half to Jones, into the forward space of Tsimikas. In the final third, he's going to put it in low towards Harvey Elliott. His touch comes off Núñez, deflects in the end to Curtis Jones. Edge of the box, he plays it to his right here to Endo. It's now with Szoboszlai, 25 yards from goal. He dinks it into the area, looking towards Cody Gakpo, headed away by Ogbonna. Drops to Said Ben Rama, tackled fairly by Gomez. Loose ball drops to Alvarez. It's now Mavropanos, kills the ball out to the right-hand side here to Kudus. Got Tsimikas on his back, so goes into Soufal at full back here for West Ham, who clears it down the line, cut out by the chest of Endo. And it's still with Liverpool now in the West Ham half. Forward to Harvey Elliott. He's got Said Ben Rama chasing him, gets away from the Algerian. Harvey Elliott with the strike hit just goes wide. No fingertip touches from Alphonse Areola, and it'll be a goal kick for the away team. Not a bad attempt there from the number 19, Harvey Elliott, who's still searching. Well, he's got his 1 goal so far this season in the Premier League, but he's yet to score in a cup competition. Not scored in the Europa League, and he's not scored in the League Cup in the previous 2 games, which he started now in all 3 League Cup games this season. Harvey Elliott, as the ball cleared out to the left towards Núñez, is brought down by the Uruguayan, but it's a little bit loose, and he can keep it though. Ahead of Soufal, keeps it in play on the near side, plays it inside to Tsimikas, who crosses into the box. It's a low one, it's scuffed away by Johnson, just goes under the foot of Endo, and through it goes to the halfway line here to Virgil van Dijk. Well kept in there on the near side by Darwin Núñez, beating Vladimir Soufal to the ball. And the cross from Tsimikas wasn't a bad one, there's no one really attacking it for Liverpool, as they've worked it out to the right-hand side here to Gomez. Early ball into the box, it's a low one towards Núñez, cleared by Mavropanos. Deflects out to the Liverpool right to Harvey Elliott, who keeps it alive in the final third. Dribbling away from goal as he's being followed by Ben Johnson. It's now with Endo. Back out to the right-hand side here to Elliott. Lifting the ball into the box towards Gakpo. Flag stays down. Touch gets away from him. And poked away by Ogbonna. It's now with Alvarez, who's dispossessed by Gomez, who's forward from full-back. It's now with Curtis Jones. Out to the right to Szoboszlai. Tackled by Ben Rama, keeps it away from Fornals and gets away from Ben Rama the second time, but his cross deflects to Gomez. It's now with Harvey Elliott. A bit of early pressure here from Liverpool as he plays a ball through towards the byline there, and the Jones run wasn't quite close enough to the ball, and it's gone through for a goal kick. Still 0-0, and I still haven't done the timer. Do apologise, I will do it now. Just over 11 minutes in, if anyone is wondering. There we go, 11 minutes and 10 seconds in now. It's Ben Johnson's clearance from left back's gone up in the air as it deflects off Gomez. Ball drops as it bounces multiple times, and it's still not dealt with here. Souček heads it back into his own area, where Ogbonna slices a clearance, and it will be caught by the goalkeeper in the end, and he rolls it out quickly to the right back, Soufal, who will drive forward here. Gets beyond the halfway line, plays it forward to Kudus. Keeps it away from Simicas. Driving on the inside here, the Ghanaian. Goes back into the centre circle here with Edson Alvarez, who tries to spray it out to the left-hand side. It goes over the head of Saeed Benrahma. And there'll be a throw-in midway side the Liverpool half on the far side for Joe Gomez to take. He's already back with the goalkeeper, Kelleher. Go to the left centre-half here, Virgil van Dijk, making his 17th appearance of the season on competitions. It's his first League Cup appearance of the season. He was on the bench for the previous 2 rounds. And he plays it forward here to Simicas, who's adventured into the West Ham half. One-on-one with Soufal. In the final third, goes on the outside of the right back and puts a cross in towards the near post, which is blocked and cleared by Mavropanos, and it can only go for a corner for the home side. He'll be on this near side, taken with an outswinging left foot of Kostas Simicas. Plenty of height in there for Liverpool, but there's certainly a lot of height in there for West Ham to deal with it. Simicas crosses in, it's headed on by Mavropanos, who gave the corner away. Played backwards by Endo into Gomez on halfway, who was really being followed quickly there by Benrahma, so it goes back to Kelleher. And now out to the left to Curtis Jones, just goes under his foot there, and it can be kept in on halfway by Kudus. Plays it inside to Bowen. Back to the right back, Soufal. Kudus uses his body really well, Kudus, and gets on the inside to Souček. Gives it away, deflects off Jones. Nunez into Endo, forward to Jones again. Well won back by Liverpool. He takes on Alvarez, still Curtis Jones. To his right to Szoboszlai, leaves it for Elliott. Edge of the box, he wants to shoot. He will shoot, and I think that's not far wide. So close from Harvey Elliott, who scored very recently against Crystal Palace, which was a winner for the home side. And as Szoboszlai tried to control the ball, it went under his foot. It went through towards Harvey Elliott, who struck towards the top right corner. He's always bending away from goal, but it's not far away at all from the former Fulham youngster. And it remains 0-0, 14 minutes in. It's been all Liverpool to open the game up so far. Don't think Kelleher has been tested yet by West Ham. As on the halfway line, they have it here with Kudus. Pokes it away from Gakpo, but straight into the feet of Endo. It's now Liverpool on the ball in their own half. On this near side with the number 21, Simicas, who last scored in professional football 2,054 days ago. His last goal came in May of 2018 on a loan at Willem Tilburg in the Netherlands. Doesn't score very often, Simicas, but he's really a creative fullback. He has 3 assists so far this season in the league, all coming at Anfield. Endo works it out to the left, finds Nunez, who can't quite keep it away from Kudus. Who's looking backwards here, finds Souček. Right back, Soufal. Down the line it goes. It's a lifted one. No one's there to chase it for West Ham, but no one needed to chase it because he went straight out of play for a throw-in, which has been taken quickly by Van Dijk to the edge of the box to Kelleher. It keeps it moving here to number 78, Jarrell Quansah, who's making his 9th start for the first team this season. That's a curling ball out to the left by Elliott, finds Simicas. Lays it off behind him here to Jones. Forward to Elliott, about 25 yards from goal. Works it back out to the left to Simicas in the final third. Goes back into Elliott on the angle. Can curl a left-footed cross in off the head of Mavropanos. It'll drop back to Van Dijk. Forward to Elliott, who's allowed to turn forward and get it out wide left to Simicas, who wants to try and cross it once again. Goes inside to Elliott, keeping it simple here, the home side. Not wanting to force the crosses in the box. And it goes back on halfway here now with Quansah. Being closed down quickly by Ben Rama, but he works it out to the right-hand side here to Gomez. Being a little bit too excited there, Ben Rama with the press. And the Gomez pass back towards Endo goes through to Van Dijk, who had to clear first time because he was being closed down by Bowen. But the clearance is a great ball out the right-hand side to Szoboszlai. His first pass towards Gomez deflects back to him as he crosses it to the far post as it's met by the head of Darwin Núñez. He'll go for a goal kick. Like I say, that wasn't an intentional pass there from Van Dijk. He was just slamming the ball away because Bowen was on his toes. But it ended up being a nice ball to Szoboszlai in a right-wing position. His first cross was deflected back to him, and then his second one was a decent one towards the far post, where Darwin Núñez headed wide, and he's just blocked the clearance here from Mavropanos, and Núñez has it, and then it's been given against him. Handball, I think, given against Darwin Núñez on the corner flag. I think it's an accidental handle of the ball, but still came off the hand of the Uruguayan, former Benfica forward. There is David Moyes, like I say, 6 wins against Liverpool in his previous 40 meetings with the club. Obviously, he used to manage the blue side of Merseyside, was at Everton for 11 years. That's where the majority of his wins came against Liverpool in 2004, 2006, 2009, 2010. As Elliott loses out in the midfield here to Alvarez in the centre circle. Johnson getting forward from left back here. He's now side Ben Rama on the far side. Ben Johnson overlaps him, but Ben Rama keeps it with him. Try to work a ball in the box. It's off the head of Endo on the edge of the 18-yard area, and it drops nicely into Elliott, who tries to play it forward towards Darwin Núñez. Cut out on halfway by Mavropanos. Forward to Fornals. His first time ball out to the right-hand side is cut out by Tsimikas. It's now Liverpool on the ball again. He goes over the top, and Núñez once again has been caught offside. It's going to be a tough job tonight for the assistant referees with no VAR. They've got to get the calls right, and that one was right. He'd just gone early there. Kept the line well there, Mavropanos and Ogbonna, the 2 centre-halves, and it was a correct decision to put the flag up. And West Ham are going to try and come forward here down the left-hand side. Poor ball looking for Bowen, cut out by Gomez. Kelleher forward to the edge of the box to Endo. Out to the right-back position to Quansah. Lifted ball down the line, finds Elliott. Header inside, will find Szoboszlai, who nods it forward himself, but it's cut out on halfway by Souček. It's West Ham on the ball. Mavropanos. Forward to Alvarez. He wants to go forward and he gets away from Szoboszlai. Good midfield work from Alvarez and he shifts it out to the left-hand side into Said Ben Rama. Into the final third. Fornals running ahead of him. Ben Rama will go on his own as he gets through in the box, but he just goes over the challenge of Joe Gomez. But I think he just lost his footing more than anything there, Ben Rama. And it's a ball into the hands of Kelleher. Good positive play though there from Said Ben Rama. Running at the Liverpool defence, but yeah, just lost his foot there and Gomez could see it through for a collection there for Kelleher, the goalkeeper. And Liverpool play out from the back in their 18-yard area with Quansah. Across to his left here to Kelleher, who will take a touch and he'll clear it high up towards halfway, where the head has gone forward by Mavropanos. Chested down by Bowen, who turns nicely and just met by a good clean challenge on the edge of the box by Quansah. And it's back with Liverpool again. Looked like Bowen was in there, but his heavy touch was taken away from him by Quansah, but then Liverpool are giving it away through Endo, but then Fornals gives it away to Quansah. Trying to look for Bowen in behind. It's now Curtis Jones who enters the West Ham half and gives it away with an outside of the boot ball looking towards the right winger Harvey Elliott. And it's now with Alphonse Areola who clears it forward for West Ham. Won back by Tsimikas on halfway. It's now with Wataru Endo, the Japanese midfielder who did reach the round of 16 last year with Japan as his ball forward to Harvey Elliott is a good one. And Harvey Elliott strikes from afar, but it was an easy, comfortable save for Areola. And he throws it out quickly to the left-back Johnson, who dribbles it forward into the Liverpool half we go. Furthest left's Ben Rama. He's got everything to his right here, the Algerian. And he goes back to Alvarez, back forward to Said Ben Rama, inside to Johnson. Can't quite keep it away from Endo. And it's now with Quansah in a right-back position for Liverpool. Goes to his goalkeeper Kelleher, who clears first time up towards halfway. Goes beyond Núñez, and it will be collected first by Mavropanos. He goes out to the right-hand side to Soufa. 20 minutes in, still 0-0. Fornals lays it off to Souček. Forward to Bowen. Out to the right to Kudus. In the final third, he wants to run into the 18-yard box, and with the outside... Oh, my days, what is that? Outside the box, he tried to, I think, pull the trigger, but he completely sliced it, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the opposite side. Not really a moment to remember there for Mohamed Kudus. He's had a good start to his West Ham career. He's got 12 goals this season. 4 in 3 for Ajax, and he's got 8 for West Ham this season. 5 of them in the Premier League, including a brace against Wolves at the weekend at the London Stadium. And Van Dijk on the edge of the 18-yard box plays it forward to Tsimikas. On once more to Szoboszlai in the West Ham half. It's a little bit open here for the home side. Can they make the most of it? Plays it through to Nunez in the left wing position in the 18-yard area. Back to the edge of the box to Szoboszlai, who strikes it with his left foot. He slips and he drags it wide of the far post, and it'll be gone. And it'll go through, for a goal kick for West Ham. Not his best attempt there, Dominic Szoboszlai, who's got the 3 goals for Liverpool this season. One of them in the League Cup in the 3rd round against Leicester City. It was a goal which put Liverpool 2-1 up in that game after they fell behind to a Casey McAteer goal. And he has it here in the midfield, well headed away by Quansah for Liverpool. It's now Gomez driving forward from full-back. He's got Harvey Elliott just in front of him, and he just about keeps it in there and away from Johnson. And he'll square it to the edge of the box to Curtis Jones, who with his right foot will have a shot straight down the throat of Areola. Easy save in the end there for the French goalkeeper. Needs to connect with it better there, Curtis Jones, who, as I mentioned before, still searching for his first goal of the season. And his first goal against West Ham. He's played West Ham 7 times previously, Curtis Jones, and he's yet to score, but he has won every meeting he's played against them, making his 4th start tonight. And I think Kelleher's hands are getting cold. West Ham are yet to have a shot in the game. Liverpool have had 7, 2 on target. Not really testing Alphonse Areola. Soufal with a throw-in. Forward to Alvarez on halfway on this near side. Last touch comes off the Mexican. Surely? Yes? No? Don't know. Yep. Last touch off the Mexican. Throwing on halfway for Liverpool. And it throws back into Van Dijk. Then Liverpool will build from the back. So with Quansah. Szoboszlai. Back to Quansah again, who's been at Liverpool since the age of 5, joined in 2008. They're now 20-year-old. As they've worked it out to the right-hand side here to Joe Gomez. In the final third, tries to go around Ben Johnson after a nutmeg on him, but the ball's gone through for a goal kick. Well defended in the end there by Ben Johnson. Joe Gomez is asking for a corner. He believes it came off the foot of Ben Johnson as he tapped it past him. I'll have to get a replay on that. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it does as well. It does just nick off the, I think, left leg of Ben Johnson. It should be a corner. Gomez has a right there to be slightly aggrieved of the decision. But the goal kick for West Ham goes out to the right towards Souček. Header won by Van Dijk, but he was fouled there by Souček. And it'll be a free kick for Liverpool, which has been taken quickly by the captain. And out to the left to Cody Gakpo. I don't feel like I've said his name at all tonight as he goes over the challenge of Kudus. And the referee says it is a fair one. And Mavropanos clears on the edge of the 18-yard box for West Ham. Straight onto the head of Quansah, who nods it into the feet of Endo. Midway side the West Ham half. He goes to the right to Szoboszlai. On once more to Harvey Elliott in the 18-yard area. Crosses with the right foot. Deflects off Johnson. And it'll be a corner kick for the home side. Again, well defended there by Ben Johnson. Szoboszlai will take a right-footed out-swinger. Szoboszlai puts it in, near post. Header won by Souček. Drops to the edge of the box to Jones, who goes across to Gomez. Back out to the right to Szoboszlai. Good ball from Joe Gomez. Szoboszlai inside to Endo. Edge of the box, he strikes it. And well over the bar it goes. Remains 0-0, 25 minutes in. Liverpool have more of the possession. They've had a lot of shots, but not many of them really testing Alphonse Areola. And West Ham haven't had a shot at all in the game so far. Shows, the direction which the game has gone in so far. Soufal, 1-2 with Kudus on the West Ham right. Alvarez keeps it away from Elliott, but can't find himself away from Szoboszlai. And it's now with Curtis Jones, forward in between the lines to Tsimikas. Furthest left is Nunez, feeds it to the Uruguayan in the 18-yard box. Wants to cut onto his right foot, no space for a shot, but he plays a nice ball through to Elliott, who squares it. It deflects into the air, and it's headed away by Johnson and volleyed by Fornals. Nice pass through there by Nunez, but the cutback wasn't great. But he keeps it alive here. Nunez out to the right to Gomez. Can't find a ball through to Gakpo, but it deflects back towards Gomez, who's heavy touch. Goes straight out of play for a goal kick. That's another ball for Areola. Sorry, I'm going to have a Twix out of my celebrations box. I'm a little bit hungry. Got a bit of a headache. So I'm going to treat myself to a chocolate. Getting into the Christmas spirit. I haven't eaten on stream during a game in a while. As, in a left-back position, going to be a Liverpool throw. West Ham had worked it well there down the right-hand side, but Souček tried to get it into the path of Soufal, who'd got forward from right-back, and he went just too far ahead of him. You know, it looks like West Ham are going to struggle to have chances here, so when they do get into the final third, they've got to make the passes stick. It's Keller who receives the throw-in, gets the ball across to the right-back Gomez, goes down quickly by Fornals, he goes down the line to Elliott. Facing the Liverpool goal, he goes back here to Gomez. Now Elliott, ball forward to Endo. Good play here from Liverpool to build out from the back there. Endo in the centre circle, crossing the halfway line now. Plays it forward to Gakpo, who slips on the ball, but keeps it within his spell. He's got Jones free on the left. He feeds it to the Englishman on the left-hand side. Goes back to the edge of the box to Gakpo. Ball forward to Elliott. Can't quite bring it down. Played forward by Mavropanos. It's a loose one, but the deflection off Gomez finds Benrahma, but he's dispossessed by Quansah. Szoboszlai from afar. We know he can hit them, and my word, yes he can. What a finish from the Hungarian. Dominik Szoboszlai puts Liverpool 1-0 up, and it's an absolute firecracker into the bottom left corner. That's what they were missing at the weekend. A strike like that. But they've got it tonight, and it puts them a step further and a step closer to the League Cup semi-final. Played forward by Mavropanos. It fell nicely to Benrahma, who got the ball stuck under his foot, and he was then dispossessed by Quansah, who played it forward to Szoboszlai, and just slightly to the right-hand side of the 18-yard area. He was given time and space to shoot, and around 25 yards out, it is just a straight arrow into that bottom left corner. Superb technique from Szoboszlai. Barely moves the ball. What a goal that is. Into the side netting, which shows you that Areola didn't have a prayer, especially with the power the shot was hit with. And as we are just entering the 29th minute of the game, it is Liverpool 1, West Ham 0, and it is a deserved lead for the home side, and it's come through their number 8, Dominik Szoboszlai. We know he can hit them, but that was seriously, the way he's almost knuckleballed that. Ball barely moved. In terms of like the spin, it was just a straight ball. It was kind of moving an inch each side as it moved through the air, but it was just pretty much straight hit. Bottom left, Areola with no chance. It's 1-0 to the home side, and it is a deserved lead, as I've mentioned. West Ham still yet to even have a shot at goal, which kind of tells you the story of the game. So it does mean now, the fact they've got the lead, West Ham at some point in this game have got to do something, which might leave them a little bit more vulnerable at the back. Mavropanos clips it out to the left-hand side to Johnson on halfway. Chests it down, plays it inside to Alvarez. Forward to Bowen, and the referee could not be any more in the way. And it's going to be a drop ball from the referee for West Ham. It's going to be dropped to them on halfway. There's David Moyes there, who's in conversation with Kevin Nolan. One of his many assistants he's got with him. Got Kevin Nolan, Billy McKinley, John Heitinger, Harry Newman as well. John Newman, that's a singer. Got some cracking tunes out, John Newman. I was listening to him the other day. I didn't think John Newman would make the commentary, but no, Harry Newman, one of his other assistants at West Ham. As West Ham have already lost it in the midfield here to Endo, who's on the ball now for Liverpool, out to the right-hand side to Elliott. Bit of a cushion now for Liverpool as well, as I do believe they'll probably continue to dominate the game. And you feel like now they've got the one goal, the second one might come pretty soon. Like I say, Jurgen Klopp will see this competition as a one to win now with the teams that are left in it. He'll definitely fancy his chances for sure. Just the one League Cup he's won during his time at Liverpool. That came in 2022. And he's only won one Champions League with, I say only one Champions League with Liverpool. That's amazing. But he's got one Champions League with Liverpool, one Premier League, one FA Cup, one League Cup. So he'd like to win a second League Cup, start winning multiple of trophies, of each. I don't think that's being greedy. I think it's definitely a realistic target for Liverpool to be winning multiple trophies a season. As Liverpool are leading 1-0. They've got possession inside their own half. It's going to be a long ball forward by Van Dijk. It's a huge switch out to the right-hand side, and it will reach Szoboszlai, nods it inside in the box for Harvey Elliott, flicks it high in towards Nunez, gets away from the Uruguayan, headed away by Souček. Not very convincing, though. Jones forward to Gakpo, gets away from Kudus, and sends it out to the right-hand side. Good ball to Elliott, who's still in the 18-yard area. Plays it through to Szoboszlai, byline, cut back, deflects off the knee of Mavropanos, and it goes behind for a corner on the far side. Good defending from the Greek centre-half. Well worked out to Harvey Elliott, and it was a good run from midfield to Szoboszlai. Cut back, looking towards Gakpo in the 6-yard area. But it was well defended by Konstantinos Mavropanos. So it'll be an in-swinger from the left boot of Tsimikas. Plenty of bodies to aim for. It curls in towards the 6-yard area, headed away by Souček. Drops to Szoboszlai, lifts it back in towards the far post where Alphonse Areola can punch. And it's nodded back out to the right-hand side here by Jones to Tsimikas. Jones again. Gets it inside to Gomez. Midway inside the West Ham half. Liverpool still try and get this second goal. Jones with plenty of time on the ball. Goes forward to Elliott. Back into Jones. It goes all the way back to Kelleher in the Liverpool half, and that kills that attack. And Liverpool will have to restart. But yeah, West Ham haven't won in their last 9 here at Anfield. Their last win coming in August 2015 under Slavan Bilic. Sorry, I just got something stuck. Pen lid stuck. Yeah, Slavan Bilic was the West Ham manager, and Brendan Rodgers was in charge at Liverpool at the time. The likes of Lanzini scored for West Ham. A certain Mark Noble as well was on the score sheet. Tsimikas on the halfway line for Liverpool on this near side. Not quite being closed down by Kudus. Ball eventually goes back here to number 4 Van Dijk. It's now to Kelleher on the edge of the area, who still hasn't faced a shot on goal from West Ham. As he clears it long, it's a high one, deep into the West Ham half. Nunez will chase it, headed away by Soufal. Straight to the halfway line to Endo, who plays it forward to Jones. He gets away from the tackle of Ben Rama and is being pulled back by Alvarez. And the advantage will be played as Jones still has possession of the ball. It's now Szoboszlai in the midfield, inside the West Ham half. He's going to go for a switch out to the right-hand side. It's beautifully hit, and it's well kept in by Elliott. Pokes behind for a throw-in next to the corner, flagged by Johnson. Really good-looking switch that from Szoboszlai. It was kept in well by Elliott because it was a testing one to keep in on the byline. And he's won his side a throw-in, right next to the corner flag, where it'll be Joe Gomez to take. Waiting for a bit of movement here, the former Charlton defender. Still waiting for that movement. Throws it into Gakpo, who returns it to Gomez. Backwards it goes to Quansah. Goes into the centre circle here with Van Dijk. Completely unmarked. Sends it out to the left here to Tsimikas. Just goes backwards here to Jones and now to Van Dijk again. Really attack versus defence tonight. Gomez. On the far side. Goes backwards into the Liverpool half here with Quansah. Then back to Caoimhín Kelleher, the 25-year-old. Turned 25 in late November. As Van Dijk sends the ball over the top into the 18-yard area where it's just avoided the run of Joe Gomez. And it'll be into the hands of Alphonse Areola for West Ham. Rolls it into right centre-half Mavropanos. Switches it to the left here to Johnson, who will keep it in on the far side. And goes back to Ogbonna. Clears it first time with his left foot. Looking for Bowen. It goes over the head of Van Dijk, but it's dealt with by Tsimikas. No, it's not. He tries to play back towards Quansah. Picked up by Bowen, and then good recovery there by Tsimikas to take it away from Bowen. And he clears it with his right boot down the right-hand side, and it will stay in. And it'll be Johnson to get there and play it back to Areola. Nearly made a right mess of that there, Tsimikas. So did Van Dijk, letting the ball bounce over his head. But Bowen couldn't capitalise on the error from the two Liverpool defenders. It's Kudus on halfway, on the near side. Goes inside to former Ajax teammate Alvarez, who switches it to the left, looking towards Fornals. Can't quite beat Gomez to it. And Liverpool have it midway inside their own half. Harvey Elliott sprinting away from the midfield of West Ham and playing it through to Nunez, who brings it down nicely. 25 yards from goal. He's got the run of Szoboszlai to his right, and it can't quite meet it. Tackled away by Johnson. Corner kick on the far side for Liverpool, as they try and double their lead if possible before the break. Next commentary coming on the channel is tomorrow. Got Crystal Palace taking on Brighton in the Premier League. And then the last commentary before Christmas is on the 23rd of December, where Napoli travel to Roma to play each other in the Serie A. So just mixing it up a bit with the commentary. Obviously we've got Lukaku against Osimhen. It'll be a good game, that. Roma against Napoli. As nearly every single Liverpool supporter have their phones out to watch Szoboszlai put a corner in, which is headed away by Soufal. Helped on by Alvarez to the edge of the 18-yard box, where it dropped to Kudus, but Endo took out Alvarez there on the edge of the box, and it'll be a free kick for the away side. But just the 5 start tonight for both Liverpool and West Ham from the teams that started in the Premier League game between these two earlier on in the season in September. For Liverpool, Gomez, Van Dijk, Szoboszlai, Jones and Nunez start again. And for West Ham, Areola, Soufal, Souček, Alvarez and Bowen start again. Fornals plays it forward on the halfway line to Bowen. Trying to work it out to the left-hand side. Has to go to Ogbonna at the back for West Ham. Across to Alvarez, who's just sat in between the two centre-halves here, the holding midfielder. And he's been forced back to the goalkeeper, Areola, after being closed down by Gakpo. Clears it out to the West Ham right. It comes off the back of the head of Tsimikas. And it'll be a throw-in for West Ham, right in front of the technical area, where David Moyes is stomping around. Can't be happy with his team's performance early on. He really can't be. Yet to have a shot on goal. Darwin Nunez now has it on the left wing position for Liverpool in the final third. Plays it forward to Elliott, 1-2. And then back to Elliott again, who flicks it to the left to Jones. He's got Tsimikas overlapping. He'll go with a shot on his own instead, which deflects off Fornals, back off Jones. Maybe a goal kick for West Ham. Not really a good decision there from Curtis Jones, because Kostas Tsimikas was making a good overlapping run to his left, but decided against using the run of the Greek international. Like I say, just to run through these stats, by the way. 9 shots for Liverpool, 3 on target, 63% possession, and West Ham are yet to have a strike on goal. Areola sends his goal kick to the left-hand side this time, which is helped on by Souček, but chested down by Endo. Played forward to Elliott on halfway. He's got Szoboszlai making a run ahead of him. Doesn't use the run of the Hungarian, drives on the inside instead, into the centre circle. He's being chased down by Ben Rama. Goes back to Van Dijk. And goes to the right to Quansah. Forward on halfway once again to Gomez. Drives forward 10, 15, 20 yards. He's got Szoboszlai to his right. Plays it to him. He crosses into the box. Chested by Gakpo. Gomez tries to strike. Completely slices it. But he tries to keep it alive, which he does do so on the edge of the box. Keeping the ball away from Alvarez. And it's now a Harvey Elliott. Out to the left to Tsimikas. Goes into his own half with a pass to Van Dijk as he's being chased down there by Kudus. Quansah dribbling the ball into the West Ham half and played it forward nicely in between the lines to Szoboszlai into the path of Gomez. First time cross from the fullback to the far post to an unmarked Curtis Jones, where it bounces off his head and off the head of Kudus into the path of Tsimikas, who touches heavy, and in the right back position for Liverpool, for West Ham, it will be a throw-in for the away side, which will more likely be taken by Vladimir Soufal, who did assist West Ham's goal here this season for Jared Bowen in the 42nd minute. So he throws it down the line, straight off the head of Endo, forward to Harvey Elliott, who heads it in behind looking for Darwin Nunez towards the corner flag. It rolls out of play for a throw-in, so they can box them in here, Liverpool, try and win the possession back high in the West Ham half. Got plenty of bodies on the bench, West Ham, to call upon if they need them. And it looks like they will need them because they've done absolutely nothing in an attacking sense. They've got Ward-Prowse on the bench, Paqueta, Ings as well. Quansah switches out to the Liverpool left. It's a beauty. It looks like a good ball but eventually it's ended up in the hands of David Moyes instead of the foot of Kostas Tsimikas. Yet to reach a final in this competition, David Moyes. Did reach the semi-final with Manchester United in 2014, but were beaten by Sunderland, and also reached the semi-finals in 2008 with Everton. As it's Mavropanos on halfway. Back to Ogbonna here from Alvarez. He's got Johnson to his left. He's being closed down by Gakpo midway inside his own half. He goes to Johnson at left back, who touches it away from Elliott and plays a ball through to Ben Rama just inside the Liverpool half. Just about, well, nearly kept it away from Elliott, who kicks it out of play for a throw-in for West Ham. At least they've not got possession. At least they've not lost the ball there, West Ham. They've kept possession with a throw-in to Alvarez. Across to Souček. Lets it run across his body and finds Soufal on halfway. Forward to Kudus. Got Souček down the line. Drives on the inside instead, Kudus. And switched out to the left. Looking for Ben Rama in behind, but it's well over hit. Straight out for a goal kick for Liverpool. And yet, they're still not had a shot yet, West Ham. Absolutely shocking, seriously. It's worrying. Because they need a goal in this game at some point if they want to try and go through into the semi-finals. It'll be a first semi-final in 10 years for West Ham in this competition. Liverpool play out from the back here with Virgil van Dijk, who's yet to score against tonight's opposition in his career. The Dutchman. Kelleher in the 18-yard area on the ball, not being closed down here by a West Ham player, so goes out to the right, to the edge of the box to Quansah, who's been allowed to drive forward here and switch it out towards the Liverpool left. It will reach Tsimikas, even though he slipped as he passed it. Tsimikas keeping it away from Kudus, with Van Dijk now on the ball. Kelleher forward to Endo, midway inside his own half here. Endo dead centre in the field. Goes to his right to Quansah, then back to Kelleher. Liverpool just enjoying the possession, as obviously at the weekend they did lose their 100% home record in the Premier League this season. They were 7 wins from 7 before that draw to Manchester United, but from those 7 wins they've beat the likes of Bournemouth, Aston Villa, West Ham, Everton, Forest, Brentford, Fulham. Before that draw at the weekend, as Mavropanos intercepts an Harvey Elliott pass, but it can't be kept alive by Fornals, won back by Quansah on halfway, and it's now with Curtis Jones into Endo, just inside the West Ham half, in the centre circle. Lays it off to his left here to Van Dijk, who latches onto the ball. He's got Tsimikas furthest left. He's looking out to the right-hand side, but opts against it and goes to the left to Tsimikas. Back into Van Dijk. We've got 90 seconds left of the first 45 here at Anfield. Szoboszlai. Furthest right is Gomez. Got everything to his left here, the number 2. Inside he goes to Gakpo. 25 yards out, facing the West Ham goal. Goes forward to Harvey Elliott, who goes back to Szoboszlai on the angle. Thought about the cross, but went to his left instead to Endo. Once more on to Curtis Jones. Lifts a ball into the 18-yard area, looking towards Darwin Núñez. Straight through in the 6-yard box instead for Alphonse Areola to collect. Kicks out of his hands quickly. Bit of a slicer. Off the head of Tsimikas. Brought down by Curtis Jones on halfway. And he goes back to Endo. He goes back once more to Van Dijk. And it's once again possession for Liverpool. Good ball forward by Van Dijk to Szoboszlai. Lays it off into Curtis Jones. Passes the halfway line. He's got Gomez to his right. Alongside Harvey Elliott. Goes to Gomez. It's now with Elliott in the final third. 1-on-1 with Ben Johnson. Onto his left foot. Curls across in towards Cody Gakpo. And towards the far post. The ball just goes wide. Cody Gakpo will feel he should have got that on target. Seemed like he had that header unmarked in the end. Good cross from Harvey Elliott. He was allowed to cross it. Ben Johnson didn't close it down quick enough. And yeah, he got away from Mavropanos. And on the edge of the 6-yard box, Cody Gakpo headed towards the right-hand side of the goal. And it was just an inch or so wide. It was really close from the former PSV man. He was looking for his 7th goal of the season. It had been his second. It would have been his 3rd in the League Cup. After scoring in the 3rd and 4th round to Leicester and Bournemouth. But the chance just went wide. And it'll be West Ham now on the ball with a minute left to play. And that's added on time. 45 seconds to go. As Ben Rama takes it away from Quansah. Down the left-hand side. In the final third. They've got to try and make this count. Ben Rama towards the byline. Does keep it in, but he's got his back towards the Liverpool goal. But he backheels it nicely into Alvarez. Returns it to Ben Rama. Edge of the box is Johnson. Squares it. Looking for Fornals. Comes off the foot of Szoboszlai. Back to Mavropanos on halfway. who goes forward. It deflects off Szoboszlai, off Mavropanos, and it'll be a throw-in on halfway for Liverpool. Real big waste that from West Ham. Tsimikas throws it back into his own half of Endo. Yeah, a bit of a waste that, really. Got away from Quanta there, Ben Rama. But he recovered well to number 78, who now plays out to the right-hand side to Harvey Elliott, midway side the West Ham half, on the far side. Just goes back to keep it simple towards Joe Gomez, and that'll be where the referee, Tim Robinson, blows for half-time. And once again, it has been a first half of football where Liverpool have had plenty of attempts, 11 altogether, but only the 3 on target, and one of those 3 nestled into the back of the net. 28th minute, Dominic Szoboszlai, 25 yards out with his right foot, arrowed it into the bottom left corner to get his second goal in the League Cup, both of them at Anfield against Leicester and now tonight against West Ham. But attacking and going forward, West Ham have done absolutely nothing. They have had 0 shots. They've only had 34% of the ball. It's been an absolute walkover so far for Liverpool. And the only annoyance for Jurgen Klopp is the fact it's only 1-0. And at half-time, at Anfield, in this League Cup quarter-final, it is Liverpool 1, West Ham 0. Like I say, plenty of shots for Liverpool. Not many really testing Areola. And the one that was a real test went beyond the French goalkeeper. It was a superb strike from Dominic Szoboszlai. And they came close just before the end of the half there with Cody Gakpo's header, which went just wide, about 6 yards out, getting away from his marker of Mavropanos. Good cross from Harvey Elliott, left-footed in-swinger. That just went wide, but here's a 1-0 lead that Liverpool have got, and they want to keep going into the second half and towards full-time. If you are new, if you could like and subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. As obviously we have had the other semi-finalists confirmed last night. Middlesbrough beating Port Vale away from home. Fulham getting beyond Everton with penalties. And the same with the other game we commentated on last night, where Newcastle were defeated on penalties by Chelsea after a late equaliser from Mykhailo Mudryk after a Kieran Trippier error. But this game is 1-0, and I say this game, it's not really been a game. It's been all Liverpool. West Ham have done absolutely nothing going forward. If they want to take this competition seriously, West Ham, and they want to try and actually go far, which I can imagine they want to, they've got to bring on the likes of the Ward-Prowses on their bench, the Paquetas as well. They've got to bring them 2 on at least, because they'll bring something to the game. Because Fornals hasn't been good enough, Ben Rama hasn't been good enough, and to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if those 2 changes are made at half-time, if Fornals and Ben Rama come off for the likes of Paqueta and Ward-Prowse, who are on the bench tonight for West Ham. Because going forward, they've done nothing, and defensively, they've looked a bit shaky, really. Every time they come forward, the likes of Nunez and Gakpo and Harvey Elliott as well, they do seem a bit panicked. And I think they are lucky it's only 1. And to be fair, that goal that was scored was one hell of a strike from Dominic Szoboszlai. Let's not take that away from him. It was a really good strike, and that's what it took in the end to get the goal scoring going. But it doesn't look like West Ham are getting back in this game if they play like that again in the second half. Need to try and do something in an attacking sense. Just take some kind of risk. Give them some kind of a chance. But if they want to get knocked out in this fashion, being too cautious and not going at it, then that's the way they play. And that's the way they'll play it. But the draw as well for this semi-final will be after the game. So keep your eye out on YouTube. I think the draw is on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. So just keep an eye out for that. And we'll see who face who. I will probably be commentating on all the semi-final games, which will probably be played in January, I believe. I'll have a look now, actually. I'll have a research of when the semi-finals are played. So the semi-finals will be played on the 8th and the 22nd of January. So it'll be on the weeks on the 8th and the 22nd. So the semi-finals will be played on the 9th and 10th of January. because that's the Tuesday and the Wednesday, and that's when they'll be played, I presume, unless they play on a Thursday, which I don't know. So it'll be either the 9th, 10th, or 11th of January, and the second legs will be on the 23rd, 24th, or 25th. So coming up in a month's time, well, a couple of weeks, and then the second legs in a month's time. So make sure you check the channel for them, because I'll probably bring live commentary of both of the semi-finals, depending on what the schedule looks like. But I'll try and bring both commentaries. If I don't bring both semi-finals, I'll do at least one of the semi-finals. So, yeah, make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel out. Commentary coming up tomorrow. Brighton taking on Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. And the last commentary before Christmas is on the 23rd, when Roma play Napoli. So, 2 good commentaries coming up to finish before Christmas. And then after Christmas, we're straight back on it, with commentaries coming on Boxing Day, where we are covering Preston against Leeds on Boxing Day. On the 27th, we've got Brentford against Wolves, and on the 30th, we've got Celtic Rangers, and on New Year's Eve, we've got Fulham against Arsenal. So they're the commentaries coming up before the end of the year. And then the new year comes, and the commentaries also keep coming with it as well. So keep your eye out on the channel, subscribe, and you'll see what commentaries are scheduled and when they're going ahead and what games I'm covering as well in the future. I think I might have another chocolate here. Bit of a half-time treat. My last Malteser one from the celebrations box. I think it's deserved. Very nice. Exactly what I needed to get me going for the second half. See if Twitter's saying anything about this game. I hope it's not me who's sitting here painfully. Because like West Ham, I genuinely thought they'd try something going forward, but there's not. They've not tried anything going forward. It's not like they've even like thought about it. Do you know what I mean? It's not even like they've been forward in the 18-yard box. They've barely even been in the 18-yard box. So unless something drastically changes in the second half, where Moyes brings players on or he just changes something tactically, it should be an easy walkthrough for Liverpool. But I think if Liverpool go through, the most interesting semi-finals would probably be Chelsea, Liverpool, and Fulham, Middlesbrough. Because imagine Middlesbrough getting to the League Cup final. That would be pretty cool. I think the last winner from the last unlikely winner was Swansea, I think, wasn't it, in 2013 when they had the likes of Michu and they beat Bradford in the final, I think 5-0. But the previous winners of this competition have been been the teams who are high up in the Premier League. Obviously, City have won it loads. Most recently, Manchester United. Liverpool won it in 2022 as well. Chelsea have won it last in 2015. Second half, we'll be getting underway in about 5 minutes' time. Yeah, it hasn't been the most exciting game. I mean, Liverpool have been attacking well, got to give them that. They've been creating some decent opportunities, but not getting a lot of good shots away in terms of challenging Areola. I think if the shots start heading on target, I think the goals will start going in. Especially if Szoboszlai's hitting them like he does. Szoboszlai's strike, if you're not watching the game, try and catch it later. It is a sweet strike, right foot across the goal, left-hand side of the goal, into the side netting as well. So Szoboszlai, Areola didn't really have a chance. He did dive, he tried, but Szoboszlai's strike, we know about it. He's got one hell of a right foot. He really does hit it sweet. But Also, news come out yesterday that Nuno Espirito Santo went in charge of Nottingham Forest, replacing the sacked Steve Cooper. It's very interesting to see how that will shape up and pan out. I think, I think a lot of people forget Nuno Espirito Santo's time at Wolves in the Premier League and how well he did with that Wolves team to take them from the Championship, to take them into the Premier League and get them into Europe, playing a really fascinating style of play with a three at the back. Being really strong defensively, then having really talented players going forward. Remember the likes of, well, now Liverpool, but Jota at Wolves, when they had Jimenez as well. So, I think it's a decent appointment if they want to kind of try and shape, they want to try and get it strong defensively, try and shape up at the back, and also try and do something going forward. I don't know. We'll wait and see, but they've got to get it right. Do not want to be involved in that relegation battle. Nottingham Forest, when it's probably the most avoidable relegation battle in the history of the Premier League, with how poorly. I say how poorly. Luton aren't doing poorly. I think Luton are doing really well for the resources they've got on the team and the money. But, Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United are really off the pace. So I don't think Nottingham Forest will want to get dragged into a relegation battle with them three teams, that's for sure. But yeah, second half going and getting underway in a couple of minutes' time. But if this goes level, we'll go to penalties. We've had two of the semi-finals go to penalties. Fulham defeating Everton at Goodison Park on penalties. You might have seen on social media that Amadou Onana penalty, which was pretty shocking from the Everton midfielder. And Kieran Trippier and Matt Ritchie missed for Newcastle. But I want to see if any changes are made, because I hope there is. I really do hope there's changes, because I want to, I couldn't be any more neutral. I'm not really bothered who wins the League Cup. None of my teams, not my teams in it, so not really bothered. But as a neutral, I want a close game. In West Ham, haven't given us a close game at all. It looks like they've been scared. It looks like they're frightened to even do anything, which just sets you up to lose. Like, you've got more chance of losing being scared. Do you know what I mean? You might as well just be a little bit fearless and just, understand you're at Anfield and just think, when we do get the ball, let's at least, look like we want to score. Because when they get the ball, they just panic. They don't know where to go, don't know how to keep the ball, don't know if they'll keep the ball, and then they just end up losing it. So they have been warming up at half-time, it looks like. The likes of Ward-Prowse, Danny Ings, Paqueta as well. But if anything's to go off the first half, the second half, it'll probably be Liverpool to dominate and probably get a second or maybe a third goal and kill the game off. But I always like to be optimistic and believe that the other team can make their way back in the game. And let's hope that's the case. Well, doesn't look like any changes are being made. Liverpool are already back out on the field to get ready for the second half to commence. And here come the West Ham players eventually. It was definitely a team talk that was needed. It's Kevin Nolan there, one of the West Ham assistants, taking a selfie with a Liverpool supporter. Clearly his head's in the game. I find that strange, taking selfies with opposition supporters. But, you know, if a kid wants a selfie with Kevin Nolan, can't blame him. Bit of football heritage there with Kevin Nolan. A little chicken dance when he was at Bolton, and obviously very famously at West Ham as well. But we're going to back underway. No changes for this second half. It'll be Liverpool kicking left to right towards the Kop end, and it will be West Ham kicking right to left towards their away supporters, which might actually think about them having a shot, giving those travelling supporters something to actually cheer about. As it comes off the back of Soufal's head as Liverpool send it long from the kick-off. That'll be a throw in by Tsimikas into the Liverpool half with Van Dijk. And we are back underway here at Anfield. And obviously you might have seen the work being finished for the expansion of the stadium. And when it's all fully done and everything's complete and everyone's in the stadium, it will hold 61,276. An increase from just over 54,000, which it was before it started to be expanded. As it's Darwin Núñez on the Liverpool left. Keeps it simple with Curtis Jones not being closed down by any West Ham player. So he drives forward away from Fornals. Plays it back out to the left to Núñez. He just plays it back here to Endo. Forward to Tsimikas in the final third. Could have got the cross away, but instead played it short to Curtis Jones, who shoots from afar. Comes off the stomach of Souček. And it'll be a corner on the far side for Liverpool. Positive beginning to the second half for the home side. Winning a set piece, and they're taking it quickly to Curtis Jones. 1-on-1 with Soufal. Goes into the box to Endo, who gets it back out to the left to Tsimikas. To the right to Van Dijk. Now with Szoboszlai midway inside the West Ham half. He drives forward here, Szoboszlai. He's already scored from afar, but opts to try and play it back out to the right to Elliott, who just gets it to Gomez. Endo forward to Szoboszlai, who will get there ahead of Ogbonna. He squares it. It loops in the air as it deflects, and it's volleyed behind for another corner for Liverpool. Good run again by Szoboszlai down the right channel. Kept it in on the byline. It deflected off Ogbonna. Looped towards the back post, where it had to be dealt with there by Soufal with the volley behind, as it just went over the head of Gakpo, and Núñez was lurking. So it's going to be an outswinger from Tsimikas. Don't think this will be a short corner. He's going to put this into the box. Headed away at the near post by Souček. Straight back at Tsimikas, who keeps it in with a good chested touch. And he glides it into the box. Header won by Mavropanos. Volleyed forward by Gomez out to the Liverpool right. Headed away by Johnson. Out of play for a throw-in for the home side. On this near side. Taken quickly by Elliott to Szoboszlai. Back to Elliott. Into Szoboszlai again. Not really got many plays to aim for in the box. To us to Endo. And then returns it to Szoboszlai. Back we're going halfway to Quansah. Gomez. Back to the halfway line once again with Quansah, who spent the back end of last season on loan at Bristol Rovers in League One, where he was actually sent off against Portsmouth in mid-March, and now he's being used in the Liverpool first team. Núñez, edge of the box, back to goal, but he turns forward nicely and strikes with his left foot, and he has to be parried behind for another corner. It was the save you'd expect to make from Areola, but caught it quite nicely there with his left foot, Darwin Núñez. Good turn on the edge of the box, moving himself away from Pablo Fornals. And his left-footed shot towards the near post was parried by Areola as the resulting corner goes in, headed away by Mavropanos. Out to Gomez, who shifts it to the right to Szoboszlai. On the right-hand side, he crosses, he whips it, it's got pace on it. It's met by the head of Quansah, but he can't direct it towards goal. And that will be a goal kick for West Ham United. You might remember having a great start to the season under David Moyes after the selling of Declan Rice. 1-3 against Chelsea, Brighton and Luton, and drew their opener against Bournemouth. And they haven't been too bad away from home this season in all competitions. Played 13, won 7, drew 1, lost 5 against Olympiacos, Liverpool, Anfield, Aston Villa, Brentford and Fulham. And they've got some more defending to do. Gomez looking towards Elliott on the edge of the 18-yard box, cut out by Johnson. Down the line towards Ben Rama. Finds Alvarez, who's tackled fairly from behind by Nunez. It's now a Gakpo 25 yards from goal. It's now out to the left of Jones. Tsimikas is overlapping. Jones will strike it instead on his left foot. And it's always dragging wide of the right-hand post. And it'll be a goal kick once again for West Ham United. Desperate to get that first goal of the season, Curtis Jones, whose 2 League Cup goals both came against Lincoln back in September 2020. That one was always dragging wide of his weaker left foot. It's under 5 minutes into the second half. Still 1-0 to Liverpool, and it's been Liverpool domination once again. Cleared forward by Areola, comes off Van Dijk, throwing for Kudus, and West Ham in the Liverpool half on the far side. It'll be taken by Vladimir Coufal, the Czech Republic right back, whose contract does expire at the end of the year, at the end of the season, but he does have an option of a year extension. And here he is with the ball down the line to Fornals in the final third. Inside to Bowen, try to play the ball through towards Kudus, intercepted by Szoboszlai. But Endo loses it to Alvarez, poor ball by the Japanese international. Bowen on the right hand side, can't get away from Tsimikas, who pokes it out of play for a throw-in for West Ham. Still in the final third here, as it looks like Paqueta will be coming on sooner rather than later. Fully stripped off, just with the bib on top. I mean, fully stripped into his kit. Let's just get that straight. Not fully stripped like that. He's got his kit on, but he's just got the bib on over the top. No jacket or anything. As it'll be a Vladimir Coufal. Long throw. He's gone short. They've set up for a long one. Gone short. Fornals returns it to Coufal. He's 1-on-1 with Jones. Goes back into Fornals, who with his left foot squares it across. Flicked out to the left by Johnson to Ben Rama. He goes down the line to Johnson. He'll get there ahead of Endo. Tries to take on Endo, but he can't do so. But then it's won back by Alvarez on Elliott. No. Too strong of a challenge there. Too much aggression by Edson Alvarez on Harvey Elliott. Because Endo took it away and overran the touch, and it fell towards Elliott, who just got the touch away from Alvarez. And instead of getting the ball, Alvarez, because Elliott got there first, he took the man out instead. And a yellow card for Edson Alvarez. Just a bit of a heavy challenge there on Harvey Elliott. But he is known for that. Edson Alvarez picked up 3 red cards in his time at Ajax in his 4 years at the Dutch club. Thankfully, Harvey Elliott's okay, because he has been on the end of a nasty challenge before in his career. You might remember a couple of seasons ago against Leeds, Pascal Struijk dislocating his knee. Pretty much missed the majority of that season, Harvey Elliott. But we're back underway with Joe Gomez, midway side his own half on this near side, chasing away from Ben Rama, entering the West Ham half, going forward to Szoboszlai, try to play it through towards Gakpo, deflects back to him off Ogbonna, and he tries a second attempt at a pass through towards Jones this time. Cleared by West Ham, straight through to Virgil van Dijk in the Liverpool half. Now Elliott driving forward here into the final third on the inside, playing it across to his left to Szoboszlai. He's got his back to goal here. Tries to force it towards Elliott, cut out by Souček. It's now in the left back position with the left back Ben Johnson, dribbling away from Gakpo. And Gomez, good run here from Ben Johnson. And he'll play it through down the left-hand side for Jared Bowen, who's in behind, in the box, on the angle, squares it through towards Fornals. And it's a very, very important interception from a sliding Tsimikas. And it'll be a corner for West Ham on the far side. Terrific run by Ben Johnson, playing through Jared Bowen, who was too tight of an angle to shoot, so he squared it across towards Fornals. And he had to be dealt with by Tsimikas. And despite West Ham still not having a shot, they have got themselves a corner. Bowen's gone over to the far side to take it. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger. Got the likes of Alvarez, Ogbonna, Mavropanos, Souček in there. Raises the right arm here, Bowen. Puts a cross into the near post. Header away by Gakpo. It's going to be kept alive here for West Ham through Vladimir Sufan, who goes into the centre circle here with Johnson. Dribbling out to the left-hand side, playing it through, in behind, over the top towards Ben Rama, who's been flagged for offside in a left wing position for West Ham. That'll be a free kick for Liverpool as we have hit the 54th minute. And West Ham have still not had a shot this game. It's been so one-sided. You wouldn't think this was a Premier League clash in the League Cup. You'd think this would be a League Two side or something. It's been really poor. Joe Gomez at right back for Liverpool. And every time I commentate on Liverpool, I just pray Joe Gomez scores. Because this is his 195th game at Liverpool and he's still not scored for them. Absolutely insane as Ogbonna nods it straight into the path of Harvey Elliott, who keeps it in on the byline and he crosses and it deflects into the sky off Johnson, who can volley away. Not very convincing though, kept alive by Endo to Szoboszlai on the right hand side here for Liverpool, who just restarts the play, goes back to the halfway line here with Quansah. Couldn't quite deal with it there, Ogbonna, who was being tormented by Darwin Núñez. Liverpool have gone through the left-hand side this time with Gakpo inside to Jones. He's got Tsimikas furthest left. He goes to Núñez instead, who from afar will strike it off Gakpo. It will deflect to Tsimikas. Might remember in the last round, Darwin Núñez scoring a screamer against Bournemouth. Try to replicate something similar there, but was blocked by his own teammate, Cody Gakpo, who's not scored in his last 8 in the league, the Dutchman. Núñez, ball forward and through to Jones in the box on the angle. He puts it into the back of the net. Curtis Jones gets his first goal of the season. And how he squeezed that through, I do not know. But he won't care. He'll be absolutely delighted with his first goal of the season. And it's Liverpool 2, West Ham 0. And it's nothing more than what they deserve. They've been so good tonight, Liverpool. And it's Curtis Jones with the goal. They worked out to the left-hand side. Jones found Núñez, who is allowed to turn forward and play a lovely ball in behind the defence to Curtis Jones. And on the left-hand side, it looks like he's going to square the pass because you just don't think there's a gap there to score. But then he gets it through the legs of Alphonse Areola. And Curtis Jones looks across the box. Instead goes for the shot. He means that. I'm sure he does. He's going for the shot. Sees the gap through the legs of the goalkeeper. Gets it straight through into the far corner. It's a very smart finish from Jones. And it's Liverpool 2, West Ham 0. Can't believe he squeezed that through. What an attempt. 2-0 to Liverpool, and it looks like they'll be the team to go through to the semi-finals. As Paqueta's come on for West Ham for Saeed Ben Rama, as Liverpool concede a free kick just inside their own half here. I think Jones going a bit too heavy there on Lucas Paqueta, who scored last season against Liverpool in their 2-1 home loss in April in the league. Alvarez on halfway. Forward to Paqueta. To Fornals, sorry. Turns away from Endo. 1-2 with Paqueta. Fornals. He's got Johnson to his left. Plays it into the number 2. And he gets it back into Fornals. He's got plenty of bodies in the box to aim for. He crosses it towards Jared Bowen. Parried away by Kelleher. Sent back forward by Mavropanos. Headed away by Gomez in the 18-yard area. Brought down by the head of Szoboszlai. Endo forward to Curtis Jones. And West Ham have sent plays forward. So there's gaps here for Liverpool. Jones through to Núñez on the left. Onto his right foot. Plays it back to Jones, who shoots, and over the bar it goes. And it remains 2-0 to Liverpool. Curtis Jones looking for his second goal of the game. But still, West Ham haven't had a shot on goal. That was a decent ball in by Fornals, aiming for Bowen. But it was good goalkeeping by Kelleher. As to make matters worse, Liverpool are going to bring on their own changes. And they're not bad changes. Canate, Alexander-Arnold and Salah are ready to come on for the final half an hour or so in Anfield. It's Kudus for West Ham, getting away from Jones and Endo. Kudus dribbling forward, lays it off to Bowen on the right-hand side, in the box, tries to square it towards Paqueta. Intercepted and headed away by Van Dijk, kept alive in the final third by Soufal, tackled fairly by Darwin Núñez from behind, who gets the ball and gets away from the slide tackle of Bowen, and then plays the pass forward, but the play's gone back as Bowen's tackle on Núñez has been deemed a free kick by the referee. As the changes for the home side are going to be made, and the first one's going to be number 3. Wataru Endo is going to be replaced by number 66, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think he started to fit into the Liverpool style of play, Wataru Endo, especially tonight. Looked a lot quicker on the ball, the Japanese. That's number 8, Dominic Szoboszlai will be coming off for Mohamed Salah. And captain Virgil van Dijk will also have a half an hour rest here, as he's going to be replaced by number 5, Ibrahima Kanate. So Szoboszlai, who scored the first, comes off for Salah. Salah, obviously very recently, scored his 200th goal for Liverpool against Crystal Palace. He is the 5th highest goal scorer for Liverpool. 28 behind 4th place Billy Liddell, who played for Liverpool from 1939 to 1961. Played pretty much his whole career at Liverpool. Billy Liddell. Kanate, high ball forward. In behind the West Ham defence, it will be headed away by Mavropanos, away from Gakpo. Johnson got Salah on his back, right on the corner flag on the near side. He turns and he pokes it forward, straight out for a throw-in for Liverpool. As Trent Alexander-Arnold is now the captain for the home side after the substitute of Van Dijk. And Elliott goes inside to number 66, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who made his debut for Liverpool in the League Cup against Tottenham back in October 2016 at the age of 18 years and 18 days. Now at the age of 25, Alexander-Arnold, as they've gone back here to Kelleher. He's still not faced a shot yet. It's absolutely ridiculous. Can't believe what I'm seeing. Salah, out on the right, edge of the box, forward to Elliott, on the angle, he tries to shoot with his right foot. It's saved by Alphonse Areola. Couldn't quite manage what Curtis Jones could on the opposite end of the pit, on the opposite side of the box. Well worked though, to get it to Salah. Found the ball through to Elliott, who was onside, and didn't quite catch it right there, the number 19, and it was well saved anyway by the goalkeeper of West Ham United. Alexander-Arnold, outswinger from the near side, and as he puts it in, the referee's whistle was blown, as I think he wants to have just a quick word there with, I don't know who he wants a word with, but we're going to get the corner kick retaken anyway. Into the 63rd minute of the game we go. Still, Liverpool 2, West Ham 0. Alexander-Arnold, it's a low one, it's headed away at the near post by Johnson. Only for Simicas on the left-hand side of the box. He's been tackled by Soufal. He goes down the West Ham right, cut out by Darwin Núñez, who on the edge of the box plays it across towards Alexander-Arnold, who takes his touch and he strikes it. It goes all the way through beyond Quansah, Gakpo and Núñez, and out for a goal kick. Don't know how that's avoided everyone, in all honesty. I think it might have been a shot from Alexander-Arnold, but it still went straight through multiple Liverpool bodies. Came off Quansah, off the back of Núñez's heel, and away for a goal kick. Looking for a goal in the League Cup there, Alexander-Arnold. Something he's not done before in his career, never scored in this competition, but he does have one against West Ham, and that came in their most recent loss against this opposition in November 2021 at the London Stadium, as Ben Johnson just about keeps it away from Elliott in the West Ham half, and Arctic goes for a throw-in for West Ham. Last touch off Gomez. Throw in to Paqueta. Chest it back down to Johnson. Big switch out to the right hand side towards Bowen. And it'll go over his head and straight into the feet of Tsimikas, who gets away from Bowen in the final third. Towards the corner flag here, the Greek international. Goes back here into Nunez, who assisted that second goal for Jones. Plays it to Curtis Jones. Back forward to Nunez in the 18-yard area on the left-hand side. Try to go the long way around Soufal. Couldn't quite do so. And the ball goes out of play for a corner kick. Last touch off Soufal. It'll be a left-footed outswinger here from Tsimikas. Can they make it 3? Deeper one this time. Towards the far post where it's chested by Fornals and volleyed by the Spaniard into the sky. Towards Kudus. Headed forward by Gomez. Straight through to the 18-yard box towards Quansah. Who loses that to Mavropanos, but as the header was played forward, I think Quansah was in an offside position. It'll be a free kick for West Ham in their 18-yard area. So Alphonse Areola will take that resulting free kick. It's a high one down the West Ham right, header won by Quansah. Kept in on the far side by Jones. Well, it looks like he kept it in, but his touch just evaded him. It'll be taken quickly by Soufal into Paqueta. Heavy touch, and he loses out here. And it's now with Gakpo over the top to Salah. Has he timed his run? I don't quite know if the flag went up, but Alphonse Areola caught the ball anyway ahead of Salah. And it'll be West Ham now to come forward. Ben Johnson from left back. Can't get away from Alexander-Arnold. It's a bad place to lose the ball. Alexander-Arnold tried to play it through towards Gakpo, but Salah ran across him, and he didn't take it on. And it went straight through in the end for a goal kick. One of Gakpo or Salah have got to take that on, because that was a chance there. Alexander-Arnold won the ball back well off of Ben Johnson, who's not played many times this season for West Ham. Ben Johnson, it's only his 3rd appearance, one in the Europa League in late November, and he played against Lincoln in the 3rd round of the League Cup, making his 90th appearance tonight. Ben Johnson. Long ball forward by Alphonse Areola. Touched by Paqueta into Kudus. Out to the right to Bowen, who brings it down midway side of the Liverpool half. Been dribbled back towards halfway as he's been followed by Jones. And he finds Mavropanos. Switch out to the left. Johnson, first time ball forward into Fornals, who can't quite keep it away from Gomez. And he runs out of pitch. And it'll be a throw-in for the home side. Midway inside their own half. There is Kenny Dalglish, who was in charge of Liverpool when they won the League Cup back in 2012 against Cardiff. Canate in a right centre-back position. Do West Ham fancy having a shot tonight? I think that's what the fans will be happy with. A shot, not a goal. Kelleher clears. Headed forward by Ogbonna. Deep into the West Ham Liverpool half we go. And it's back on halfway with Ogbonna. Misplaced ball towards Alvarez. Runs out of pitch. And I'm losing my patience with this game. West Ham, do something, please. My word, they've done absolutely nothing. As Alvarez pulls down Gakpo on halfway. And it'll be a free kick for Liverpool to take. Interestingly enough, Tim Robinson, the referee, was also refereeing this. Refereed at Anfield in the League Cup against Leicester in the 3rd round. Which obviously ended in a nice 3-1 win for Jurgen Klopp. Alexander-Arnold, switch out to the left to Tsimikas, who'd got forward, volleyed away from him by Soufal, but only as far as a throw-in on the far side for Liverpool. So we've got to get a change here. Liverpool, their number 21, Kostas Tsimikas, who's been playing a lot of football recently, had played every minute in the League Cup before today. He'll be replaced by number 84 for Liverpool, and that is it number 84? It's Conor Bradley, that, isn't it? Yeah, it's Conor Bradley, that, number 84. Northern Irish right back. We'll have to see if he's going to have to do a job at left back here. Spent last season on loan at Bolton, where they won the EFL Trophy, which used to be called the Papa John's Trophy, and also lost in the league playoffs semi-finals against Barnsley. he comes on, and I think he'll be playing right back. So Joe Gomez goes over to the left to play left back, and Conor Bradley will play right back. The 20-year-old making his 8th Liverpool appearance. It's his 3rd of this season. Recently back from injury at the start of December. Hence why he's not really played too many games. There's Alexander-Arnold's ball out to the right-hand side. Conor Bradley, first time touch. Forward to Salah, who tries to shoot at the near post. It's a wild strike high over the bar, but that's a beautiful touch forward by Conor Bradley, straight into the path of the Egyptian. It's a good impact to have straight away. Impressive switch from Alexander-Arnold, got the weight of the pass perfect, and so did Conor Bradley. The weight of that touch forward into Salah was sublime. And Salah on his weak foot couldn't quite control the finish. It was a wild strike in the end. And out it went. For a goal kick, which has been taken now, and the header from Canate drops straight to Fornals midway side the Liverpool half. He goes out to the left of Johnson, who is lacking options here, but he'll burst down the left-hand side. 1-on-1 with Conor Bradley, can't take him on. Cleaned up by Alexander-Arnold, cleared down the Liverpool right. It's been headed forward by Ogbonna, only as far as Salah. You can't find Gakpo. Intercepted by Mavropanos. And it'll be Alphonse Areola to clear it out to the right-hand side. Over the head of Bowen. He will chase the loose ball, though, but it'll be Quansah to get there first with a slide tackle. But Bowen takes it quickly into Kudus. Edge of the box. He'll go with an early shot, and it's gone over the bar. But 70 minutes into the game, West Ham United have had a shot on goal. Just got under it in the end, Kudus, and over the bar it went. Didn't challenge Queeveen Kelleher in the Liverpool goal, but I think that deserves a celebration of its own. West Ham United have had a shot. It's only took them 70 minutes, and it's gone off target as well. Wasn't even on target. But to 22 shots for Liverpool, West Ham have finally had their own. As Canate, bombing run forward away from Souček. Canate still going, lays it off to his left to Gakpo. Edge of the box, strikes it, right footed, and into the bottom left corner. After a superb run from Canate, it's a solid finish from Gakpo. And that is the League Cup semi-final wrapped up. If it wasn't already, it certainly is now. Liverpool 3, West Ham 0. Goal from Cody Gakpo, who has scored in every round of the League Cup so far this season, which Liverpool have played in. He's scored in the 3rd round at home against Leicester. He scored away from home against Bournemouth in the 4th round. And now in the quarter-final, he scored against West Ham back in Anfield once again. Just allowed to shoot. Mavropanos backing off and just outside the area. He was able to work a shot with his right foot. Instead of aiming towards the far corner, kind of just swung the shot back inwards towards the bottom left, through the legs of Mavropanos, straight into the corner. It's a hard one for Alphonse Areola to save. And it goes beyond the French goalkeeper. And Liverpool, they've got another goal. And at Anfield, it is Liverpool 3, West Ham United 0. What devastating blow for West Ham. They just have their first shot of the game, and then a minute later, Liverpool go and have another shot on target, and it ends up in the back of the net. Cody Gakpo with the goal, and he's struggling to score in the league, Gakpo. He's not scored in his last 8 in the league, but he's scoring in the League Cup, that's for sure. I think we've had 2 West Ham changes during the celebrations there, I think. Bowen out to the left to Fornals, chests it into the space of Johnson, back forward to Fornals. Ball inside is loose, but he's just caught there by Bradley. Free kick for West Ham. So Mohamed Kudus came off for Ward-Prowse, and Soufal was replaced by Thilo Kehrer for West Ham. And all those travelling supporters should be absolutely devastated that they've come all this way on this Wednesday night to see their team get battered and have one shot on target. One shot, let's make that clear. They're not one on target, one shot altogether. Ward-Prowse crosses it straight into the hands of Kelleher, but there was a foul on the edge of the box on Canate anyway. So if anything had happened from the cross, it would not have counted. And it remains 3-0 here at Anfield with just the one shot from West Ham in 73 minutes of football. Liverpool have the ball inside their own half with Curtis Jones, who got the second goal of the game, beating Areola through his legs on a very tight angle in the box. It's poor goalkeeping, really, for Alphonse Areola. Connor Bradley, forward from right back, ball inside to Gakpo. First time to Salah, first time by Salah to Nunez. The flick goes towards Salah again, cleared by Chiesa on the penalty spot. And straight back for Liverpool in possession on halfway with Konate, who assisted that goal for Gakpo. And he finds Gakpo again, lays it off to Jones, out to the left to Gomez. Keeps it simple to Jones. Alexander-Arnold out to the left there to Gomez. Nunez is making a run in the box, decides to go to Gakpo short instead on the edge. Now to the left-hand side to Jones. 1-2 with Gakpo. Jones to Gomez. Another 1-2 completed. Jones on the edge of the box. Plays it out to the right to Salah. Bradley's on one more. He'll play it to him and he'll square the ball. And it'll come off Johnson at the near post. And it'll be a corner kick for Liverpool with just over 15 minutes to play. Decent little cameo so far from the right back, Connor Bradley. Being dangerous down that right-hand side. Northern Irish international, the right back. 20 years of age. Played 13 times for his country. Made his debut in May 2021 at the age of 17. And now he's won his team a corner. And he'll be taken at this near side by number 19, Harvey Elliott. Cross goes in. Far post. Headed on by Quansah. Headed away by Ogbonna. Volleyed by Mavropanos. Out for a throw-in on the opposite side. Still in the final third, though, for Liverpool. With the throw-in on the far side. Taken quickly, it's gone back here towards Curtis Jones. He goes back into his own half here with Quansah. Ball to the right to Konate. Dribbling forward, finds Salah. First time ball out to the right to Elliott. Back in towards Konate, midway side the West Ham half. Keeping it away from Ward-Prowse, being pulled by Ward-Prowse, and the free kick will go Liverpool's way. As it looks like, for some bizarre reason, Liverpool are going to bring on Luis Diaz. They're 3-0 up. They've got youngsters on the bench. I don't get why they're bringing on Luis Diaz, in all honesty. Nothing against the Colombian, but they've got the likes of Cade Gordon on the bench, who's the number 49, 19 years of age. You know, he's made one appearance so far this season for the first team in the Europa League. You know, send him on for 15 minutes. I don't get why they're bringing on Luis Diaz, especially when he played at the weekend and didn't play very well, really, Luis Diaz. He got subbed during that game. So he'll come on at some point. He's getting readied on the bench now for Liverpool. Johnson, left-footed ball over the top, looking for Bowen. He'll reach it in the box on the left-hand side. Keeps it away from Quansah. Bowen with the right-footed shot. And that's a brilliant goal into the top right corner. And West Ham have a consolation. And with their first shot on target, it ends up in the back of the net. It's amazing what happens when you have shots. You score goals. You know, not everyone goes in. But when you've got a striker in the form of Jared Bowen, the majority of those strikes from his left or right foot go in. And that one did. Timed his run perfectly. Great ball over the top by Johnson. He's done a couple of them this game, Ben Johnson, and they've got them in behind, and nothing's quite come of them. But on the left-hand side of the box, Bowen went on his inside instead, taking the ball away from Quansah. Shot with his right foot, curling it into that top right corner. And there's no chance there for Kelleher, who did dive. He stretched for it. I think he got a little fingertip to it, but couldn't keep it out. And it's Liverpool 3, West Ham 1. Jared Bowen with the goal. And that's his 12th of the season. One less than what he got in the whole of last season. So he's on a great goal-scoring run this season, Jared Bowen, especially away from home. As Cody Gakpo, the goal scorer of the third, is replaced by Colombian number 7, Luis Diaz. So 3-1 here at Anfield. Great goal from Jared Bowen. Really good finish. Good assist from Ben Johnson as well. As Liverpool want to try and get a goal of their own straight away. Joe Gomez dribbling into the box. Gomez shoots. It's saved by Areola and it's collected by the Frenchman. So close for Joe Gomez, who is still searching for his first ever Liverpool goal. He's been at the club since July 2015. He's played 195 games for them now. And still, he can't score. On the halfway line, he turned away from Chiesa and just kept running. Gomez just kept running and got a shot away at the near post, but it was saved by Areola. One day that goal will come for Gomez. I'm sure of it. But it just avoids him so far tonight. Bowen to Ward-Prowse. Out to the right to Chiesa, who'd just gone early with his run. An offside flag goes up. If he timed his run there, Chiesa, he would have been in. He was at the byline as he received it. But the flag went up against him, unfortunately. Remember, tomorrow, another commentary coming up. Crystal Palace taking on Brighton. 8 o'clock kickoff in the Premier League for that one. Conor Bradley gives it away in a right-back position to Ward-Prowse. Goes to his right here to Souček. Back out left to Ward-Prowse. Feeds it to Fornals. He goes back here to Johnson to keep possession for West Ham. Johnson will put a cross towards the far post. And who is that to? Not sure. Straight out for a goal kick. Ben Johnson, who provided the assist for the goal for West Ham, for Jared Bowen, just randomly crosses it to no one. As we're going to get another change. It's going to be a former Liverpool player. Danny Ings will come on for West Ham at some point. Joined in 2015 for £8 million. Left 4 years later after 4 goals in 25 games. Struggled with injury though in his time at Liverpool, Danny Ings. As Souček picks it up on halfway. Back into his own half here to Mavropanos. Left-footed ball forward. It's a high one out towards Fornals. But it's gone straight out of play. And it'll be a throw-in for Liverpool midway side their own half, which has been taken quickly by Bradley to Canate. Back towards Kelleher, who will clear it first time with his right foot. Towards the halfway line. It'll be headed forward by Ogbonna towards Paqueta, but the header's too strong. Straight through to Kelleher, who quickly throws it out to the left-hand side. It's a perfect throw. Finds Gomez. Plays it into the space now for Curtis Jones, who's bombing down the left-hand side. Plays it forward here to Darwin Núñez. He overlaps in here, Jones, but Núñez will go on his own. As he strikes it towards the far post, it's come off the hand of Areola. Off the post and out to Salah, who all on his own, with an open goal, couldn't direct it into the back of the net. And I don't think the flag went up. Núñez received it in a left wing position. Went across the box, had the shot, tipped onto the post by Areola. And as it deflected 6 yards out, Salah had a free shot. And as the ball came out to him, it came at him quick. And he just couldn't quite control his finish. And he put it wide of the left post. And I don't think the flag went up. Yeah, he just almost stabbed at it, Salah, with his studs. And it went wide of the post. And I don't think the flag went up to save his blushes, as he did look over to the near side. And it remains 3-1. Huge chance for Salah, not taken. As Danny Ings has come on now for West Ham. And he has replaced Edson Alvarez, the Mexican. And it's now with Ben Johnson, the left back, into the Liverpool half. He's got Fornals to his left. Danny Ings is up there as well. Here is Fornals. Passes it off Alexander-Arnold. Throwing for the away side. And if West Ham somehow get a second, the game's back in the balance. Johnson passes it off the leg of Elliott. Another throw-in for West Ham United. Taken toward Prowse. Back to Johnson. It goes across here to Mavropanos. Midway side the Liverpool half. Takes it away from Núñez. Finds Paqueta, who overruns it. And gives it to Alexander-Arnold, who plays it forward and through for Salah, who's all on his own. The flag stays down. Mohamed Salah slots it into the bottom right corner. And after missing from 6 yards out a minute ago, he slots it home this time into the bottom right corner. And Mohamed Salah gets goal number 201 in a Liverpool shirt. He makes Liverpool 4, West Ham 1, and he couldn't miss that one. In fairness, you didn't think he could miss the one from 6 yards out, but he did. But that's more trademark Salah. Getting played in behind, having the pace to get away from the on-rushing defenders, and being calm enough to just slot it beyond the goalkeeper into the corner of the goal. Paqueta lost it. Trent Alexander-Arnold cleared it in between Chiesa and Ogbonna, which fell right through nicely for Salah, whose one aim and objective was just to sprint forward and get close enough to the goal to have the best chance to shoot. And once he felt like he was in the prime position to let fly, he did just that. He kept it low, under Areola, bottom right corner. And Liverpool are most certainly through to the League Cup semi-final, as it's Liverpool 4, West Ham 1. Just felt like West Ham was slightly starting to do something there, getting it back to 3-1, and if they got a second, then there's the 1-goal gap, but the gap that they left in their defence was too big. And that's meant they've conceded a 4th goal. But they'll come in and attack still with Paqueta. Fornals free on the left. Doesn't use him here, Paqueta. Goes to Bowen on the right instead in the final third. Chiesa is overlapping. He's been fed through here by Paqueta. He's onside, but the pass is too heavy. Out for a goal kick for Liverpool. And Chiesa has been starved of minutes as well for West Ham, the German fullback, making his 50th appearance tonight for West Ham. Came on against Wolves at the weekend, Tilo Kehrer, but didn't play any minutes in the Premier League in the previous 11 before that. Really out in the cold under David Moyes, a signing from PSG last summer. As it's Jones driving forward from the midfield in the West Ham half towards the edge of the box. He enters the box. He's been allowed to run through. Oh my word, that defending's so poor, but the finish is brilliant. And Curtis Jones makes it 5. Like the red of the Liverpool shirts, the West Ham defence just parted like the Red Sea. Just literally, it's almost like they wanted Jones to score. They just went, you know what, mate, just have a goal, just run through, no problem. That is so bad defending. It just makes you think, how are these Premier League players when they're just doing that? That's shocking. Ball played through by Alexander-Arnold, who gets his second assist. And about midway inside the West Ham half, Jones received the ball and just ran through. Genuinely, just ran through. I can't describe it any other way. He had Ward-Prowse following him closest. Kehrer didn't want to put a tackle in. Neither did Mavropanos. Ogbonna half-heartedly tried by sticking a leg out, but wasn't really a tackle that was going to stop Jones. He went straight through, slotted it into the bottom left corner, beyond Areola, and it's Liverpool 5, West Ham 1. But that defending is nothing short of embarrassing. 5-1. West Ham have been seriously bad tonight. Seriously bad. And that defensive display on that attack sums it up. If I'm a West Ham supporter and I've gone to the game tonight, I'd be absolutely livid. Because, honestly, it genuinely feels like this West Ham side haven't even tried. That's what it looks like. Obviously, they'll probably differ and they'll say, yeah, we have tried. But that's the feeling you get. For the only ones who can hold their heads up, for me, the only one for West Ham who can hold his head up, for me, is the left-back Ben Johnson. He's barely played this season. It's only his 3rd game of the season for the first team. And he's given it a go. He looks like the only one who's bothered. Attacking down that left-hand side, he provided the assist for the Bowen goal. You know, he's the only player who, for me, looks like he's give one tonight. And the scoreline is more than deserved for Liverpool. As Areola clears it here for West Ham in the 18-yard box, up towards Ings, header won by Canate. It will drop through towards Ben Johnson on the West Ham left. He'll see it through for a throw-in on halfway. Taken quickly to Souček, returns it to Johnson, who will go for a left-footed switch out to the right-hand side. It'll go towards Bowen, but instead it will just curl inside the 18-yard box to the hands of Kelleher, who will throw it out quickly into the space of Curtis Jones, who enters the West Ham half on the left-hand side. He's got Gomez bobbing forward ahead of him. He goes inside instead to Diaz. Goes back towards Jones, who will keep it in, but the loose ball drops here for West Ham, who lose it here through Kehrer. It's now Diaz driving forward inside the box. Can't quite get away from Souček. Slammed away by Mavropanos. Straight to the number 62 for Liverpool. And that's Kelleher. And he'll let that run through for a throw-in for Ibrahima Konate to take. And he'll take it quickly into Kelleher. Is that away end behind the goal to the left-hand side of the pitch here is emptying. West Ham fans getting off early, trying to get the next train home. And I don't blame them at all. They've been embarrassed tonight. They've only been able to have 2 shots at goal. One of them on target, one of them hitting the back of the net. That through Jared Bowen. And that made it 3-1. But they've conceded 2 goals after the goal they scored. On halfway line is Alexander-Arnold, who off the bench has collected 2 assists tonight. 1 for Salah, and then 1 for Jones. Gomez, inside to Alexander-Arnold. Across towards Harvey Elliott. The ball drops to him and he shoots it with his right foot. And it goes wide. Don't think it took a deflection there. So a little slight shake of the head there from Harvey Elliott. Wants to get his name on the score sheet. Like I say, got a superb winner at Selhurst Park a couple of weeks ago in the Premier League. Got the 7 goals, Harvey Elliott, in his 88 previous appearances for Liverpool. This is start number 48 for him as well. Never scored in this competition, Harvey Elliott. As Paqueta here will win a free kick just inside the Liverpool half. Gone against Jarrell Quansah. The camera is currently on Darwin Núñez. I really hope that's not for him getting man of the match. As Ward-Prowse plays it through down the right-hand side of the box, looking for Paqueta. Overhit, cleaned up by Jones. He plays it forward to Diaz. And we could have a 6th on the card here. Diaz passes the halfway line. Nunez is to his left. He'll play it through to Nunez. He's got two in the box across. Gets onto his right foot, but Nunez had just gone early. It was just offside. It would have been a tight one, that. But looks like the pass was just played too late. Let's have a look. Diaz was sprinting forward and... Ooh, yeah, I think he'd just gone early there. Darwin Nunez, unfortunately. The Uruguayan, who's not found himself on the score sheet tonight, but he did get the assist for the Curtis Jones goal, which was the second of the night and his first of the night. Areola, forward towards Bowen, headed away by Gomez, helped on by Jones, headed forward by Chiera. I think he was just caught in the face there by the boot of Nunez. Nunez went with his boot, Chiera went with his head. And he's going to be helped up here, and Darwin Nunez will be booked for the high boot. Because if that's his second of the competition, he'll miss the first leg of the semi-final. He's flicked on there. Yeah, it is a high boot, in fairness. I mean, I know Chiera's gone for his head, but he has the right. He has a right to go with his head there. But it is Nunez's first booking of the competition, so he won't miss the first leg of the semi-final. And Liverpool have now got to do a bit of defending. West Ham have got the ball in their half. Paqueta forward to Bowen. Out to the right to Chiera. Down the line to Paqueta towards the corner flag. Back heels it off Gomez. And that'll be a corner for the away side. As we've hit the 90th minute. And there'll be 4 added on. And if they give those West Ham fans something more to cheer about, the ones that have stayed till the end, it'll be a Ward-Prowse outswinger from the number 7, into the near post, headed away by Jones to the edge of the box, where it's held back in by Chiera, volleyed by Bradley, out to the right-hand side towards Mohamed Salah, as it bounces, and it will be kept in by the Egyptian. No, he loses out, and he kicks the ball away in frustration. And is he going to be booked there for kicking the ball away? I hope he's not, because I don't think he meant it in that way. It wasn't to waste time, he was just really annoyed with himself. And yes, Curtis Jones wins player of the match, very much deserved by Liverpool's number 17, 2 goals tonight from Curtis Jones. Very solid performance. As Paqueta's got it for West Ham. Ball forward, cut out too easily by Canate. Diaz into the space for Nunez on the left-hand side. Forced well out wide here, the number 9. But he'll get there ahead of Chiera. Facing up the full-back one-on-one. Onto his right foot. Lays it off to Diaz, who pokes it towards Gomez, who keeps it away from Bowen. It's now Jones. Alexander-Arnold. Jones forward to Diaz. On once more to Gomez on the edge of the box. Keeps it away to Diaz. Alexander-Arnold. Back to Canate. Furthest back for Liverpool. Who dribbles out towards the left-hand side. And we'll play it to Curtis Jones. And talk about killing the clock. That's exactly what Liverpool are doing. Here's Harvey Elliott. Centre of the pitch. He works out to the right-hand side. Salah in the box. Left-footed shot that comes off Johnson. And that'll be a corner kick for Liverpool, as we've just got over 2 minutes left of this game. And it is Liverpool to make their way into the semi-finals of the League Cup. Their last semi-final exit came in 2017. Their last final defeat was in 2016, against Manchester City. But they last won it in 2022 against Chelsea. They'll fancy it this time, with Chelsea still left in the competition. That corner goes deep by Alexander-Arnold, headed away by Ward-Prowse. It'll be collected here on halfway by Curtis Jones, who goes to his right to Gomez. High ball out to the right, finds Alexander-Arnold perfectly, brings it down the captain now, with that armband on, and finds Conor Bradley. Forward to Harvey Elliott, who drives on the inside, and he gets away from Johnson, but it's poked away by Souček. And it's another corner for Liverpool on this near side, as we've got just over a minute left to play of this game. But West Ham have been here twice already now this season. They were beaten 3-1 in late September, and now they've been beaten tonight 5-1 in late December. And it's now with Alexander-Arnold with the corner. Goes to Harvey Elliott on the edge of the 18-yard box. Passes it to the left to Salah, whose ball towards the far post is just overcooked there. And with under a minute to play, it remains Liverpool 5, West Ham United 1. And it is now 5 games in a row where West Ham have come to Anfield and they've not left with victory. Their last win now still remains in August of 2015. when Brendan Rodgers was in charge. So it shows you that they haven't won a game here at Anfield since Jurgen Klopp has been at Liverpool. Bowen on the halfway line, on the far side, linking up with Ward-Prowse, then playing it to Souček. He goes all the way back here to Areola. Harvey Elliott will chase it, but Areola will clear it into the Liverpool half, where it's headed away by Quansah, straight to the feet of Ward-Prowse. He goes out to the right to Lucas Paqueta. He goes for a ball in behind, look towards Fornals, overhit, straight down the throat of Queevy and Kelleher. He will roll it out to the right back, Conor Bradley, and that'll be that for this League Cup quarter-final. Liverpool have been more than dominant tonight, and they are deserved winners, reaching the League Cup semi-final in a very convincing fashion, winning here at Anfield by 5-1. Goal scoring started in the first half through Dominic Szoboszlai in the 28th minute. It was an arrow into the bottom left corner. He was allowed to shoot, and he took his opportunity. He took it well, gave Liverpool the lead, and that was the score at half-time. Then 11 minutes after half-time, from the tightest of angles on the left side of the box, Curtis Jones got it through the legs of Alphonse Areola, and that doubled Liverpool's lead to make it 2. And after some changes from Liverpool, the goal scoring continued with 19 minutes to play. Cody Gakpo got his goal, scoring his third in the competition. He scored in every round he's played in so far this season. Cody Gakpo in the third, fourth round and the quarter-finals. That made it 3-0. And then West Ham with their first shot on target of the game in the 77th minute. That was put in by Jared Bowen. Good ball over the top by Ben Johnson. And with his weaker right foot, Jared Bowen curled it into the top right corner. The goal scoring didn't finish there for Liverpool. In the 82nd minute, after missing from 6 yards out, Mohamed Salah scored after being played through by Alexander-Arnold, slotted it into the bottom right corner. And the final goal came in the 84th minute through Curtis Jones. Another assist from Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Curtis Jones was just allowed to run from the halfway line right through the West Ham team. No defender put a challenge in. He ran into the 18-yard box, put it into the left-hand side of the net, away from Areola, who's had a horrid time tonight in the West Ham United goal. And at Anfield, in this League Cup quarter-final, it finishes Liverpool 5, West Ham United 1. And just to really explain the dominance of this game, Liverpool had 29 shots, 11 on target, 67% of the ball. And for West Ham, they obviously had the other 33% of the ball. They had 2 shots, one that flew well over the bar by Kudus, and then the shot on target, which was dispatched by Jared Bowen. They were completely outplayed, they were out-dominated, they were embarrassed, and I feel, and I have a lot of sympathy for those West Ham supporters who have travelled tonight to Liverpool, midweek game, late, during Christmas times. It's not easy as a football fan, and they've been given nothing there. That was an embarrassing performance. They were lucky for the goal. They were really lucky that Bowen was able to work a bit of individual brilliance to put it into the top right corner. But other than that, that was seriously bad for West Ham, and they walk away deservedly battered by Liverpool, who go through to the League Cup semi-finals, where they were either going to face Fulham, Middlesbrough or Chelsea. And with those 3 teams left in it, Jurgen Klopp will fancy winning this trophy in February. That's for sure. But yeah, 5-1's the result here at the end of the game. More than deserved for Liverpool, that's for sure. And they'll find out who they face in that semi-final in about 20 minutes' time, I think. 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. Great commentary as always. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone who has listened. Before you leave, if you could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Got another commentary coming, 2 before Christmas. We've got one tomorrow. Crystal Palace against Brighton in the Premier League. That's 8 o'clock kickoff. And then we've got Serie A action from the Italian League, where Roma take on Napoli. That's at 7:45 on Saturday on the 23rd of December. Make sure you come and check those commentaries out. And then check the channel out as well, as we've got, I think, 4 commentaries before New Year. So make sure you check the channel to know which commentaries are coming up before we hit 2024. But for tonight, it is going to be the end of the live commentary. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And tonight, to book their place into the semi-finals of the League Cup, Liverpool have dismantled West Ham by 5-1. And Liverpool are looking to win their second League Cup in the matter of 3 years. It ends here at Anfield tonight. Liverpool 5, West Ham 1.